Even though I'm an action star, sometimes I'ma act bizarre. Cause I'm an artist at heart, I'm not just an actor, y'all. This is the bounce back. Watch Will, y'all. This is the bounce back. Here come the bounce back. Keep your eyes on them. This is the bounce back.
That was painful to watch.
About 2:45, she said, Cass, somebody's coming. I said, yeah, me. The door busted open. It was her folk. I thought, damn, they could have waited till I finished my stroke. Her mother was shocked. Her father reached on the shelf, pulled down the 45, almost shit on myself. Said, I pleaded my case. Said, and then I pleaded my case. You'd have done the same thing if you was in my place. If you spared my life, believe me, friend.
What is going on?
Like, what is going on?
There was a time, not that long ago, when Will Smith was one of the coolest people on the planet. No, seriously, just hear me out. He wasn't just an actor. He wasn't just a rapper. He was part of the culture. If you grew up in the 90s and the early 2000s, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Fresh Prince was iconic. Bad Boys, legendary. Men in Black, classic. Even Wild Wild West. Yeah, I said Wild Wild West. Even though it was a mess and the movie wasn't that good, at the time we watched it because it was Will Smith and we liked everything he did at that time. This was a man who could dodge aliens, solve crimes, make you laugh, and still drop a hit song with family-friendly bars and a catchy hook. Sure, some people said his music was corny back then, but guess what? We still was singing, getting jiggy with it, like it was a national anthem or something. At the time, Will Smith was untouchable. He had drip, he had jokes, he had charm. I mean, every single woman you could think of in the 90s was on Fresh Prince, and he was pulling all of them. He was cool. He was like your cool cousin. Men in Black, he was a badass agent. I mean, he had smooth action hero being Mike Lowrey, and somehow he made it all look easy. But now, when I look at Will Smith, I don't feel that same energy anymore. I don't see the Fresh Prince anymore. I don't see July blockbusters. I just see sadness. It makes me sad. Let's start with this. I don't hate Will Smith. We all love Will Smith, right? But lately, watching him feels like you're watching a man do an impression of who he used to be. Like he's trying to wear his old skin, but it just don't fit anymore. It's really weird. That freestyle he dropped recently, the bounce back, quote unquote, it didn't make me feel hype. It didn't make me feel proud. It just made me feel sad. He sounded like someone who was trying really hard to remind you that he still got it, without even knowing what it is anymore. And you can see it in his eyes. Even when he smiles, it looks like he's 2 seconds away from crying. That's not the Will Smith we knew. That's not the Will Smith I know. That's just not the dude. I mean, the dude who used to roast Carlton, you know, for fun, shoot aliens without blinking on the big screen. Now I just see a man that's in pain, a man that's mid-crisis, a man who just seems lost. Now, I'm not the one to gossip, but let's be honest. Ever since Will Smith and Jada in the entanglement era, Will has been in a spiritual decline all in front of us. I mean, Jada Pinkett Smith, she's a number, I'm not gonna lie. She got a lot going on. She been embarrassing this man like it's her part-time job. Actually, it is at this point, because she ain't in no movies and there ain't no shots, but it seems like her job now is to just embarrass her husband or ex-husband, whatever they got going on. I mean, the Red Table Talks was embarrassing. The way she just publicly described their marriage, just painful. It's just painful to watch. Even her recent interviews where she claimed that they were separated in 2016. Like, what are you talking about? This man slapped Chris Rock in front of the world for you, and now you telling us that y'all weren't even together? That is just such betrayal. Like, I feel sick just even thinking about it. That's just public humiliation on expert mode at that point. And through it all, Will kept smiling, kept saying, it's all love, it's all good. He kept trying to convince the world, and maybe himself, that everything was okay. But it's not okay. We can see it. This ain't acting. This is this man's real pain in 4K, and we all can see it. Well, at least I can. And now, let's talk about his recent album or single, I Love Pretty Girls. That song, on the surface, feels like it's fun, it's harmless, it's a summer jam, a little bop for you to have fun. But when you peel back the layers, it's like, yo, Will, what are you doing, bruh? Like, this is a man in his 50s who spent the last few years defending his masculinity, his marriage, and his entire legacy. And now he's singing about pretty girls like he's a teenager at prom, trying to prove that he still, quote unquote, got it. All of this right after the internet was questioning his sexuality, his marriage, his parenting, his everything. It just feels desperate and just low at this point. And that's the saddest part of all. Will Smith, the man who was really cool, you looked at him on TV, you looked at him on a big screen, it was like, man, this dude's cool, is now trying to convince us that he still is. But cool can't be forced. Cool just is. And here's where I get mad. Where is Will Smith people? Where are his friends? His team? Does anybody even care about this man? Do they care enough about this man to say, bro, just chill, log off for a minute, and let's just go find you again? Because from the outside looking in, it feels like Will Smith has no one real in his corner. He has no one to pull him to the side and say, hey bro, you ain't gotta keep performing, just be you. I mean, the Will Smith I grew up was funny, authentic, confident, and now it seems like he's a shell of himself, a shell of a guy. Like he's living as Will Smith instead of being Will Smith, and it's just tragic to see. Now, I know some people saying, who are you and why are you talking about this? You broke boy, whatever you're going to say in the comments. But look, I'm just a random YouTuber. I'm not rich, I'm not famous, but I'm human. And as a fan, it hurts to watch someone who you felt like, oh, this is a cool guy. You know, he's have great things going on in his life. People used to look up to him, you know, role models for kids, just slowly unraveling in public. We don't talk enough about how painful fame can be, how it strips you away from your identity, how you can lose yourself trying to make everyone else happy. And sometimes you gotta think about yourself. Will Smith is a legend. We all know that, but legends are still humans too. And if no one else gonna say it, I will. I hope Will finds peace. I hope he's finds some type of healing, because we don't need Mike Lowrey. We don't even need the Fresh Prince. We just need Will. Now, if you feel like what I'm saying is cool, drop a comment below. If you think I'm tripping, drop a comment too. Let's talk about it. And Will, if you somehow, in the miracle of the world, see this video, just know there's a real fan out here still rooting for you. We all got love for you. We just want you to be okay. And that's it for today, y'all. Y'all subscribe if you haven't. This is Just Say Anything, where we say what they want and feel what they don't. Peace. Y'all hold it down.
You're not just saying that?
I never just say anything.